Some Hollywood stars and influencers are calling on Washington to ban TikTok over the, quote, rampant anti-Semitism on the platform. Ashley, who is calling for this ban?
Well, more than 30 of these so-called Hollywood stars and influencers, including Amy Schumer and Deborah Messing, to name but two, they've signed a letter to TikTok saying that the platform is not safe for Jewish users. The statement goes on to say, quote, simply put, TikTok lacks critical safety features to protect Jewish content creators and the broader Jewish TikTok community, adding that the company's employees are, quote, not doing enough. The group says the rampant anti-Semitism is a common problem that TikTok has failed to address for far too long. Hedge fund billionaire Bill Ackman also weighing in, saying TikTok should probably be banned, he says, for massively manipulating public opinion in favor of Hamas and stoking anti-Israel animus. TikTok, by the way, in response says it opposes anti-Semitism in all forms and is committed to fight it. Stu.
All right, thanks, Ash. Republican Congressman from Kentucky, Andy Barr, joins me now. Congressman, you also want to ban TikTok. I would suggest that that's a little extreme because we've got tens of millions of users in America.
Well, I believe in the First Amendment and I believe in freedom of speech. But when you have a platform that doesn't deliver true freedom of speech, when it manipulates speech, when it's not a free marketplace of ideas, and it is controlled by the Chinese Communist Party and their algorithms, which create a disproportionate and elevated voices of some and suppresses the voices of others, that's not free speech. That is CCP-directed foreign propaganda. And so we need to facilitate or advocate for the sale of TikTok technology to an American-controlled company where you really, truly would have a free marketplace of ideas. But we certainly don't want to perpetuate this foreign propaganda. And in the case of pro-Hamas propaganda, on TikTok, 3 billion views of Stand With Palestine, when there's only been 200 million views of Stand With Israel. That is clearly disproportionate. That is not freedom of speech.
Okay, sir. Let me change the subject for a second here. President Biden has his own bill for Congress. It marries aid for Israel to aid for Ukraine. However, Congressman, there's a lot of extra pork in Biden's bill. I mean, like there's, what is it? There's, I'm looking here, we've got $6 billion for broadband subsidies, $16 billion for COVID childcare relief, $1.6 billion to lower the price of heating oil in the northeastern part of the country. That's all pork. What can he do to can he get it out?
Here again is another example of a Biden spending spree bill with no accountability, which contributes to inflation and frankly doesn't address and is not focused on the national security challenges right now. That's why House Republicans want to separate out and target the security assistance to Israel and separate it out and take these individual bills separately. And furthermore, the $105 billion that the White House is asking Congress to pass is not paid for. And we have a $2 trillion deficit this year alone. We have got to this is a national security crisis in its own right. We need to pay for these. That's why the targeted House Republican bill that we're going to vote for and pass today to support assistance to Israel is paid for, offset by reducing funding for the IRS. And the CBO score is wrong. This will cut spending. This will offset the spending.
Do you definitely have the votes for this afternoon's vote for the aid package just to Israel?
I think we do. I don't know of any Republican yet who is going to vote against it. I think House Republicans now are united behind a new speaker and united around the idea that we need to segregate out assistance to Israel and target it and pay for it.
Congressman Andy Barr, thanks so much for joining us this morning.